Hi guys, it's time to animate a character walking up the stairs, and we're going to make use of Translational Work Aid version 3.0 to help make this job very easy. Quickly, I would like to show you that I have a walk cycle already created for this character, the AY multi-character keyed walk, as you can see. Now the intention is to make use of this walk and translate my character forward in this shot. So I also have another action here called TWA walk. This is where we're going to animate our shot. So click on the get started. You can see we have options for Rigify, Auto Rig Pro and Blend Rig, but I'm going to use Rigify since I'm working with a Rigify rig. I want to change the number of steps to 2, and let's see how far that will take us. Not too far, so I need more steps because I want my character to go to where the stairs is. Okay, 7 is not quite there yet. So I think I need to try maybe 10. So let's try 10 and move the step. Okay. All right, I think 10 is about that sweet spot. So I'm just going to tweak from here. Now this is one of the advantages of using TWA. For a walk, it's very important you have a fluid motion in the torso, especially the forward motion. So if your forward motion is looking good, your walk is going to look smooth. And this is what TWA would help you achieve without sweating. So I just want to select all the character now and go to the AY walk to select the walk cycle. And I'm going back to the TWA walk to paste that so my character can have the full walk cycle while being translated forward. So, but before I do this, I would like to lock the Y translate of the torso and the character's feet so my new keyframes would not overwrite the translate information that TWA had already locked down in place. So always deselect the roots, go back to TWA walk, copy the walk, and then go back to TWA walk action and paste. But currently it's not really pasting because some of the controls doesn't have keyframes yet. So I need to set a keyframe on those controls because if you don't have a keyframe on a particular control, nothing will be pasted at the end of the day. So just copy again to be very sure of what we're doing. Then back to TWA. Okay, I still have my um, controls locked. So we are safe that way to paste. And now you can see the keyframe had been pasted and everything is working fine. So just duplicate that to fill every other keyframes without in-betweens. So we still have a couple of more frames to go. Yep, and that's the last one. Now let's preview our animation so far. Okay, everything is looking good. No foot slide, all thanks to TWA. All right, now this character can work forever if you wish to have such. But in our case, we want the work to stop right before the stairs. And at the moment, you can see the character's right foot, the character's left foot rather, is penetrating the stairs, and I don't want that. So I need to adjust for this. Now, TW would not do this for you. You are the animator. You have to be creative, and you have 100% control over everything you're doing. Now, that is a big difference between relying on AI to do stuffs for you and doing them yourself. So I just want to adjust the feet, the foot of the character. That's the left foot of the character. So I can see that penetration. I don't want that. And I need to delete the keyframes in between since the foot is not moving within these frames. Okay. So it's time to pull that backwards and set a keyframe. So the keyframe is not working because the Y location is still locked. So I just unlocked it and set the keyframe again. And now it should work. Okay. So copy and paste. That's all. Now, before the foot is planted, there's still penetration. I need to tweak this, but I'm going to go to the graph editor to do so because I have more keyframes to deal with, and I don't want to start going through the keyframes one after the other. So you can just do everything once using a graph editor. A to select all my keyframes, and the period key on your keyboard to frame the selected keyframes on the curve. Now I can raise this up just a little bit by using the shortcut G. Okay, so I think it looks good. No penetration and everything is fine. Now it's time to define the height of the stairs by placing the character's right foot on the stairs. So I'm just placing that up. Yep. So you can go in tighter to make sure everything looks good. I need to make the foot flat so I can easily visualize what the current situation is on this particular frame. So Alt R to reset the rotation, and now I can see what is going on clearly. So I think the foot is seated on the stairs now. I think it looks good. Just adjust that a little bit and set a keyframe. So let's work with the torso as well. And the thing is, this particular exercise is more challenging because the character is short compared to the size of the stairs. So you have to do massive work as an animator to make sure you sell the illusion of the character walking up the stairs without penetration. So it's going to take a bit of back and forth to get that right. Delete all these keyframes, you don't need that. Okay. All right, so this will be our first contact with the stairs. And now let's make use of TWA to get our second step. So as you can see, I don't have to worry about the Y translate of the torso and the height because TWA had done that for me. However, because this add-on is very accurate in terms of calculation, but then when you create tiers in Blender, you don't have exactly the same height all through because of one or two margin for errors. So to compensate for this, I have to go in manually and readjust the placement of my character's foot. Not a lot, but just a little variation there. And that can easily be put in place compared to trying to get the right location for the torso and the foot of the character every time you want the character to go up the stairs. So TWA makes this very easy. Now I'm going 12 frames because my walk cycle is in 12 frames, has a 12 frame interval. So the next step should be on the 12 frames, and quickly TWA also helped in getting the next step on the stairs. And I just need to adjust the foot a bit to sit properly on the stairs. I hope you can see how fast it is, relying on the tool to do the dirty job for me. And I'm going to the next 12 frames to take another step. Now click on move left foot forward and adjust the foot accordingly. Okay. So I'm just going to select all controls, set a keyframe there again, and let's see what we have so far. Now quickly, I've been able to get the character up the stairs. If I were to do this manually, I don't think this can be achieved within this short space in time. So the next 12 frames to get the character totally off the stairs, and we are going back to our walk cycle. So just select all the controls, and you want to get the walk cycle. So on frame 1, I need to select all, deselect the roots, and then I'm going to multi-select a random range longer than the remaining frames left within my time range, so I can easily delete the excess keyframes later on. I'm just going to count 12 frames again and paste. Okay, so now it's time to bring the character over to the last position of the previous keyframe, and this can easily be done using the graph editor. by selecting the torso and the character's feet. These are the most important controls when it comes to work cycle because every other controls is dependent on the position of the torso and the feet. So that's why I just selected those ones alone. Oops, I have to reselect. So go to torso, hold down control and select the Y and do the same thing for the character's right foot. So you can now select everything and move them as one, as you can see. So imagine going through each of these keyframes to adjust one after the other. That's going to take a long time. So it's best to go to Graph Editor and select all your controls at once, and then you can easily make your edits. This is a faster workflow. So at this point, I think I need to bring my character up as well to see what is going on. Because currently my character is embedded in the stairs and it's making visibility a bit difficult. So let's go to the Z translate. So just grab and select those and try and move them in place to have the character pushed upwards, just like that. Okay. All right, so I need to work on the Y translate. As you can see, my character is being pulled backwards and I don't want that. So let's go back to the Y translate. Hold down control, select the foot L translate and foot R translate. Now you can A to select everything, period key to frame the selected keyframes, and then select the point of interest and move everything together at once to have the desired result. Okay, so by the way, this can still be changed individually, but I need to get my character in that rough position. So I can see there's a bit of slide on the character's foot. That slide on the right foot. Okay. So you go back and forth to see what is going on, and at the same time, you think about how to fix the problem. So the essence of going back and forth is for you to identify the problem, and as an animator, you then start thinking about the best way to solve the problem that had been identified. So in our own case, we have the right foot sliding and we need to figure out a way to fix that. But firstly, I'm trying to bring my character into a rough position from the previously planted foot. So let's pull our character up to get rid of this penetration and make him sit properly on the surface. Okay, I think that's fine. But the slide is still there and that needs to be resolved. So just select that and work on it individually. So I'm just going to copy that keyframe and paste. Okay. So the foot is planted and it feels very solid. So the idea of this process is to make sure you have a very nice linear flow on your character's torso walking forward. This way, you're going to have that smooth translation on screen. So let's see what we have. You can see everything looks smooth despite the fact that the foot uh, of the character is not there yet. We have lots of penetrations on both foot, and the character's upper body is not uh, fluid as well because we don't have an animation there yet, you know. But then the work still looks good because you have a good translation going on in the torso. So it's time to start adding more details to our work. This is more like animating in layers. So you fix the bigger chunk first and then you try to add details to the smaller chunks. The work done. So just pull that out. And again, I'll be going through this 1 foot at a time. So I'm just trying to avoid the penetration. Now, this is very difficult to animate this character without having this penetration because of the size relationship between the character in question and the stairs. So you need to do everything possible to make sure you get rid of the penetration. It would also help the believability of your character's existence in this world. So first one is done and the second one needs to be fixed. So pull that up. And as you can see, I don't have much room again to pull the character's foot up. So you have to think of something else by rotating, try moving it sideways and whatever works, you know. And of course, don't forget to set a keyframe. So pull that up again. And there's a penetration here. I have to go on once to fix the penetration here. Yeah. So in animation, there are really no strong rules that says you should only animate on twos. You can also animate on ones depending on the effect you're going for. And for me, I I work with a loose mind. All I need to do is just get that four. So sometimes I can be on eight, sometimes on fours, sometimes on twos, sometimes on ones, depending on the shot. And I feel like the more you do stuff like this, the you get at handling more complex shots. So all I'm trying to do here is just to get the character's feet working fine, and I'm just starting with the left foot. Once that is good enough, I'll move to the right foot. So just pull this up. So you need to take this up a bit and rotate. Okay. Set a keyframe. Just a little bit up. Set a keyframe. I think I still have a bit of space to take it up and also rotate it. Okay, I've been able to avoid that penetration there. I would have loved it if I have more room to tweak it better, but then it is what it is. Okay, so scrubbing this way, I can also see that my character's heel rotation needs a bit of love. So let's quickly run a pass on that. So you can have that coming. So you can have that coming. So it rotates up and the foot goes up and plants. Now that stretch, you see this stretch? I need to ease that out a bit by rotating the heel so it feels more natural. Yeah, so it feels more natural. So set a keyframe there and let's see. So plants, yeah, now that feels better. That feels better. Okay, so let's move on. So at this point, I feel like, let's see. Let's see what we have so far. Goes up. Now I'm just looking at the left foot. Okay. Okay, I think we can move to the right foot. So we need to fix this penetration. The first part. So let's delete the keyframes in between. Okay, so this is where the 12th frame is. You just delete that. And now let's set our new breakdown pose. Rotate. So as I'm trying to post this, I'm also looking at the camera view to make sure the right foot is not entirely missing, and that will help a good silhouette. Okay, so I want to avoid any form of penetration. Take that up. Okay, just a little bit more. So I still need to fix that heel. You can see the same issues with the heel, but once we're done with the foot, we'll work on the heel. So just keep checking and making sure everything is working the way it should. Of course, animation takes a lot of patience, so you have to take your time. So just bring this up and rotate. Set a keyframe up and rotate. Then now we're back to the walk cycle we used initially. So it's time to fix the heel of the character's right foot. Rotate to have a natural interaction. Yeah, that feels right. Animation is all about feeling. Once you are able to give a believable performance, I think you've done your job as an animator. So yeah, that's okay. That feels natural. And now we are back to the work cycle. So far this is what we have. Now something is also missing, which is the weight of the character as the character climbs the stairs. It does not feel like the character has weight. So we need to add that. And to give the illusion of weight, you need to focus on the character's up and down torso movement. So that's why I'm going to the Z location for the torso. So you can see, so that takes the character up and down, right? So let's just go in to have a better view. So on the second frame of foot plant, I need to bring the torso down, yeah, to give the illusion of weight. Just tweak the tangent a bit. Okay, so now the character's torso should go up here. So push that up. I need to select this set of keyframes and then zoom in so I have better view. Okay, so you can see. Now the character's left foot is not really looking right to me as a result of the spacing. So I need to fix that. But for now, I'm still working on the torso. As it goes up, I need to have that effect of weight here by dropping the torso a little bit. So after 2 frames, I just want to drop that and bring the torso down just a little bit. So you can see, now you feel the weight of the character dropping. And the character needs to go up to just increase the height of the torso there. So drop, yeah. Now I can feel the weight, like the body, the character's feet catching the weight of the character as it climbs up the stairs. Yeah. Okay, so we need to drop the torso here too. So drop that a little bit. And we need to increase the height of the torso. So you need to drop the torso here as well. And I think this is going to be the last drop. You can see without the weight drop, it feels like the character is floating on that last step. So here, it feels like the character is floating. You can see that. So we need to add the drop too. So just now adding the keyframe there is very important just for contrast sake. Okay, so now you can feel the weight on the stairs, all thanks to the up and down movement of the torso. Oops, Ctrl Z. That wasn't the intention here. And so just check out what is going on. put plants. Okay. So it's time to copy the movement of the upper part of this walk cycle. And I want to deselect everything at the base. That includes the character's root control and foot. So I'm just going to copy something random. So back to frame 1 and then just copy. Yeah, so that's long enough for the fewer frames left. So I'm just going to start from the base of the stairs. So here the character's right foot is forward, and that is exactly the position I want to paste my copied animation. So you can see the upper part of the body of this character had also been animated by just copying from the previous cycle that we had. So this is what we have so far. Okay, so this feels natural, but I still want to tweak the movement of the character's left foot. That's the spacing. You see that the first step feels too fast. I want you to take note of that. I need to fix that so everything looks. So far, I think we have something good to work with, and yeah, it's coming up nice. So I'm just going to save this and work on the spacing for the character's left foot. So taking this back, that particular part, I need to really clean it up. So just select the right foot. Okay, I think we need the left foot, not the right foot. Yeah. So I need to fix the spacing of this. So just reduce. Yeah. Okay. So it's slower compared to what we had before. So I think I need to adjust the torso as well. Yeah, so that feels cool, feels more natural. All right, so I think we pretty much done, and it's so funny that this animation had been done under maybe 45 minutes. That's a very short time, considering the fact that this character is walking up the stairs. If you were to do this manually without TWA version 3.0, it would have taken more duration than this. All thanks to TWA. And it's also an aid. That's why it's called translational work aid. It's not to do your animation for you, it's just to make the process easy. So if you find this video useful, if you've learned one or two things and you need the add-on, you can get that on our website or on any of our online stores as well. So thanks for watching this video, and until next time, keep your creativity